Welcome to this episode of Social Distance Television, the show funded during the COVID-19 scare to make our students more aware. Desperate times call for desperate measures, especially when shedding light on some of the most relevant but complex issues.
We will hear from children and teens alike about what they are currently experiencing and how they take a step back during these unfamiliar times. The need to understand how certain events impact students has existed far before COVID-19, but the need is even greater today.
I'm Devin Handy.
And I'm Elena Pittman, and you're watching SDTV.
On today's show, we'll hear from some popular TikTok creators, see what's viral, but in a good way, keep positive, catch up with our archaeologists, and also see what others are doing to cure their boredom. But first, let's see what's in the news.
This week has provided a lot of insight as to different approaches to the ever-growing issue of coronavirus. In local news, Superintendent Jack R. Smith made a statement saying that schools are likely to have extended closure past March 30th. The MCPS board is currently working on a form of distant learning that will provide students with the structured school experiences and much-needed connection between staff and students. The online platform will be launched on March 30th. As of Monday, March 23rd, Maryland has 288 confirmed cases and 3 deaths from coronavirus. Montgomery County has also experienced its first death.
In a tragic turn of events that affects all of us, we are sad to report that a Walter Johnson English teacher passed away in a car crash on Thursday, March 19th. He was a beloved member of the community and will be greatly missed.
This is the time of the Cherry Blossom Festival in DC, which attracts over 1 million visitors each year. However, in an effort to stop the spread of the virus, DC police have closed several streets to discourage people from congregating in large numbers.
In national news, coronavirus has been spreading through Congress as at least 3 congressional lawmakers tested positive, including Kentucky Senator Rand Paul testing positive after voting against an emergency response coronavirus bill.
The College Board has recently announced that AP exams will still happen in the spring of 2020. The College Board will provide free remote learning resources and are currently working on developing exams that can be taken at home online. These exams will be 45-minute free response exams, and there will be 2 different testing dates for each subject. The May 2nd SAT, as well as the makeup test dates for March, have also been canceled. IB announced on Monday that their exams are also canceled for this year.
On a non-coronavirus related note, the first 3D printed neighborhood was recently built in Mexico, and 3D printing is being used to tackle homelessness and provide affordable housing for those in need.
That's all for today. Be sure to watch the next episode for more updates on current events. You would think that today's biggest social media stars would be thriving with a captive audience of millions stuck inside, but Henry shows us how TikTok stars are taking isolation as hard as the rest of us.
Hello, my name is Henry Bratz, and welcome to Tik Tok Academy. Today we'll be discussing how TikTokers are reacting to the social isolation and COVID-19. Now, you may not have heard of TikTok, but it's becoming one of the most popular social media platforms that people from all around the world can upload videos of whatever they like. Now that teenagers are stuck in social isolation with nothing to do but make TikToks, we're going to be talking about how TikTokers are reacting to these situations. To stay on top of the latest TikTok news, I reached out to some famous TikTokers. First, I interviewed Anna McShay, also known as Straight Cheese on TikTok. She has approximately 17.4 million likes and 480,000 followers. I asked her questions about social isolation and how she's liking TikTok. So Anna, what's your favorite and least favorite thing about TikTok?
And my favorite thing about TikTok is just all the people who make funny and comedic content. My least favorite thing about TikTok, there are a lot of popular point of view videos, and recently they've been getting darker, more insensitive, I would say, because they deal with a lot of harsh topics that need to be displayed in a more sensitive, manner.
How has social distancing impacted you as a TikToker?
Okay, so for me and a lot of other people, I think it's just now settling in the severity of the situation and the fact that we have to distance ourselves from people. I think right now social media is one of the best things. First of all, it keeps people updated with current situations or different levels of severity, that anything that's changing that we need to know. And obviously to interact, it's one of the best ways.
Thank you so much, Anna. Next, I interviewed Joy Tanksley, also known as Move with Joy on TikTok. Her dance and positivity videos gained her 13.3 million likes and 772,000 followers on TikTok. So, Joy, how has COVID-19 impacted you?
So I'm particularly grateful for TikTok because I'm no longer teaching my dance classes, and that's a huge outlet for me. And so being able to share dances on TikTok, be in community on TikTok, see people make these duets where they're using my dances, where I feel connected to other people through dance has just been amazing.
How have you used TikTok to spread positivity in a time like this?
Especially in the past few weeks, I feel like as more people are having to stay at home and don't have their normal outlets for movement, I think this is just like a really great time for people to dive into the dance world of TikTok. Like, why not? It's super fun.
Thank you so much, Joy. Finally, I interviewed two more TikTokers, Caroline Matcher and Yasmin Abouf. I asked both TikTokers how they've used TikTok to help cure their boredom and how they've used it during their self-isolation.
So I think obviously we're all very bored. After a week, everything gets boring and repetitive and you run out of things to do, which is really frustrating. And also, as someone who needs social interaction, it's really hard for me not to just be able to go and see my friends or just talk to people or go out and do things. So being inside all the time is really hard for me. By creating and making videos, I'm trying to make people forget about the fact that you don't know how long you're gonna be stuck inside. And as cheesy, and I know it's cheesy as it sounds, if I can make someone feel less anxious about the situation we're in through a video, I feel like I'm doing my part in spreading positivity and making other people feel better. And also when that feeling is reciprocated and in the comments people will say really nice things, obviously it makes me feel better and it's a little positivity circle.
Thank you so much for sharing, Caroline. Yasmin?
So basically everyone has been staying home in quarantine and self-quarantines in my area. And so that basically means that everyone is watching TikToks or making TikToks. So we've really been pumping out a lot of content to keep ourselves entertained, as well as to stay connected with each other.
Thank you, Yasmin. This concludes Tik Tok Academy. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.
Thank you, Henry. In the mass of all this overwhelming news, social media has produced numerous shining moments. Let's take a look at what Hannah Wilkes has found.
Hey everyone, I'm Hannah, and welcome to Viral, but in a good way. But with everything that's going on in the world right now, it feels a little crazy. However, just because we're stuck inside doesn't mean our favorite content creators have gone silent. Newspapers and late-night shows alike are giving us the quarantine entertainment that we need. Jimmy Fallon and Jimmy Kimmel have brought their late-night shows home. With his wife as his camerawoman and dog and children as his audience, Fallon has delivered candid monologues and shown adorable handmade place cards. So far, he's even conducted a couple of interviews on everyone's new favorite platform, Zoom. Kimmel's show turns into a fun guessing game of how many times has Jimmy Kimmel seen Frozen 2? The answer, a few times too many. What's even more amazing is these late-night TV show home editions are fundraisers for a variety of different charities, such as the Red Cross and Feeding America. Moving right along, the Washington Post has a TikTok. Now, I know what you're thinking. Funny skits and the inside antics of a newspaper, it doesn't sound very interesting, but trust me, it's surprisingly entertaining. On Instagram, a dude to look out for is Do This Sign. Seth Phillips is taken to the streets holding handwritten signs with important PSAs such as liking my message does not count as a response and stop wearing t-shirts of bands you don't listen to. So far, he's even partnered up with a couple of celebrities like Justin Bieber and Jimmy Fallon. However, his most important partnership as of yet is with the World Health Organization, who he's partnered up to share important information on COVID-19 and the best key practices. Last up, coronavirus has not stopped people from celebrating their special moments from a safe distance. Carly Boyd of North Carolina recently got engaged. However, she wasn't able to share the moment face-to-face with her grandfather, who's currently living in a nursing home. However, with the help of an especially friendly nurse, she was able to come up to his window and show him her new engagement ring. Bob Shellard of Connecticut recently celebrated his 67th anniversary. However, his wife is being rehabilitated at a nursing home, and he was unable to celebrate the moment with her super close. However, he stood outside her window with an adorable sign reading, "I've loved you for 67 years and I still do. Happy anniversary." I mean, that is adorable. Follow their lead and celebrate your special social distancing moments safely. Make sure to send us your quarantine and isolation videos to be featured. We want to show how people are spending their time during this very interesting and unique time. That last piece from Hannah left us uplifted, but still, keeping positive in times like these takes practice. Thankfully, our team at SDTV has Eva Marie to help us when times are tough.
Hi, and welcome to Baking with Eva. Now, since we're all stuck inside for who knows how long, with absolutely nothing better to do than binge watching Netflix, being bored out of your mind, and honestly questioning what the world is on, I thought, why not add a recipe into this mix? So, here's my recipe for chocolate cookies. For this, you'll need 3/4 cup of butter, 6 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 cup of sugar, 1 cup of flour, and chocolate chips. Now, before you start this, of course, wash your hands, and then preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Now,
add your sugar into your butter and mix. Once your sugar and butter are smooth, add in your egg and vanilla, both thoroughly combined. In a different bowl, add cocoa powder, baking soda, and salt. Mix and then add into the other mass. Add in your dry ingredients to the wet mixture and then mix. Once your dough is thoroughly mixed, add in your chocolate chips. Using 2 teaspoons, form the dough into a little ball and place it onto your baking tray. After you've filled the tray, put it into the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. After baking and letting them cool for a second, enjoy them with a glass of milk.
You know, who doesn't want a nice chocolatey cookie sometimes? Anyway, it's interesting to wonder what future generations will wonder about us. Thankfully, we have the tea-sipping Professor Griffin Boswell, future archaeologist, to help them understand what life was like before and during pandemic 2020. Take it away, Professor.
Welcome, friends. Come, sit down. Make yourselves comfortable. My name is Dr. Boswell, PhD in social archaeology and making many things up. Now, I hear you are all asking the same thing. What was life like before the dawn of the social distancing era? Well, my dear friends at SD Television have asked me to enlighten the isolated masses. So today, I figured I may just share with you one of my many findings. Today, we take an excursion to the back doors of laundromats and pizza joints to uncover the knowledge about a mysterious game known as Pinball. My team and I spent 12 days following a breadcrumb trail of quarters, and we stumbled upon a neonic wasteland known as Vuk Pinball and Pizza. Inside, in the clutches of a fallen Cylon robot, as seen here, we uncovered a short film that demonstrates the true Wild West that was what was known as a pinball parlor.
Are you Probably tilted the machine anyway.
The only one who's tilted is you, amigo.
Oh yeah? And what's your problem, Cheesy Gonzalez?
Sit. Let me tell you a story.
No thanks. I'm good.
Do you not want to know who achieved that high scores?
What can you tell me about him?
I only know him by the night he set that score.
You were there when it happened?
Indeed, compadre, and it is a night I will never forget. A new Iron Maiden-themed machine had just been brought in. A frequent visitor, Hero, was testing the waters, but unbeknownst to him, things were about to get ugly. It was the sudden silence that grabbed my attention. I looked over, and there he was, at the door. Jackie. You ask me, Hero was doing gross to notice Jackie's entrance. Others say he didn't care. Either way, it was a challenge.
Oops. Hey man, what the hell? I was using that before you scouted my coins to 4 wins.
Really? I'm sorry, I didn't know. Really? But I've already put my quarters in. We could play doubles. Unless you're too scared.
What do you say we make things more interesting? I win. You double what's in the cup. I lose. It's all yours. Nothing wrong with a friendly bet, right? Unless you're too scared, of course.
Fine. But when I win, I don't want to see your damn face in here ever again.
The game isn't over.
Yeah, you go ahead and double your score right there.
Let's make this last one count.
That's a bet, Jake. Game over.
Did Jake ever come back?
What do you think?
My, what a devilishly handsome protagonist that was. Should win an Oscar or something. That's all the time we have for today, I'm afraid. Remember everybody, we're all in this together. Just stay 6 feet apart. This is Dr. Boswell, socioarchaeologist, signing off.
Thank you, Professor Griffin. To take us out for our first episode, we have today's boredom slayer, the trick shot. Let's check it out.
Please consider submitting your own segments like the ones you've just seen by joining the classroom code on the screen.
Finally, we want to clap out for a different group of people making life in our community bearable. Today, let's all clap out for food delivery workers. Thanks for delivering food to those who can't go out and buy it. We appreciate your service to our community.
That concludes this episode of Social Distance Television. Remember to stay safe
and check MCPS TV for more.